Hello everyone, it is time for Week 3 NFL predictions. And if anyone watches my videos, if you do, thank you very much. You'll notice the mic is different. That's because my other mic is broken and I'm back to using this old piece of crap one. So it's going to sound like I'm talking out of a tin can for the next 20 or so minutes. But hopefully the next video I do will have a brand new mic and it'll sound a lot better than the last one I had. So for now, you just got to bear with me. I know it doesn't sound very good, but you want to hear the predictions, don't you? That's why you're here. So let's get into the predictions. The Thursday game, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins here, okay? Now, the Buffalo Bills are favored to win by 11.5 against the Miami Dolphins, but they've never really dominated this team. They've always kind of just won against them. Yeah, they own them, no doubt about it, but outside of last year when Tua got hurt, they don't really blow out the Miami Dolphins. But this Thursday night, they're going to blow out the Miami Dolphins, baby. Yes, sir. You got to think about this, everybody. The Miami Dolphins just had another catastrophic loss against the New England Patriots. Mike McDaniel is on the hottest of seats right now. I don't think anyone is playing for Mike McDaniel's job there. I think Tua still has some of the locker room behind him. But overall, man, this team has no heart. They don't have any motivation. It's a mess. They're obviously not the worst team in the league by any means, but they're just a mess of a team, man. They got no identity. They got no heart. They don't believe in their coach. I think this might be a big loss for them, a big blowout game that might seal the deal and get Mike McDaniel fired. And I think the Bills are winning 32-14. Colts, Titans, man. Here we go. This could be a potential sleeper game for the Titans. They've been creeping on a win the last 2 weeks, and this time it's against the red-hot Indianapolis Colts with Daniel Jones. Now, that was a weird sentence I just said right now, but it is true. That is what's happening in the NFL in 2025. The white-hot Indianapolis Colts with their leader, Indiana Jones. He's played really good, man. What else do you want to say? Cam Ward showed a lot of promise as a rookie, and I think this is the game. I think this is the game where the Titans finally pull off a victory and against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are riding very high after 2 wins in a row. I think the Titans and Cam Ward is going to show out, throw a few touchdown passes, throw one to Elike Ironmeyer, throw one to Calvin Ridley, maybe to their tight end. I can't pronounce his name, but you know the tight end I'm talking about. Throw a few tutties, get the dub, give the Titans their first win, and Cam Ward's first win as an NFL quarterback. Steelers, Patriots, man. You can't even make this stuff up, man. You can't even make this stuff up. It's like the old days with Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady, but it's not. It's Aaron Rodgers and Drake May. Could this be no rivalry? No, because Aaron Rodgers is retired this year, you idiot. What are you talking about? This is not a new rivalry. Are you crazy? What are you talking about? We got the Patriots, man, and I still like them a lot. The Steelers had a rough loss against last week because Caleb Johnson, not a lot going through his head, man. I don't know why some college players just think like this. I don't know why they just don't realize that, you got to grab the ball and can't let it touch you and go in the end zone because it's a touchdown, you silly goober. What are you doing, Caleb Johnson, you weirdo? Oh, man. I still really like this goddamn Patriots team, man. The defense has looked a lot better under Mike Vrabel. Drake Mays looked very good. The Steelers, I know the Steelers do witchcraft. I know they read the Necronomicon, and I know they do all this witchcraft and devil magic, and it's terrible, right? It's evil on the NFL. But I just don't think they're winning this game, you guys. You gotta understand this. What are the Steelers gonna do to this Patriots team? Are they gonna run on them? No. Are they gonna pass on them? Maybe. Is the Steelers' defense going to stop the Patriots' offense? Also, maybe. But also, the Patriots win 29-22. Jets, Bucks. I didn't get a chance to talk about Baker last week, so I'm saying right now, absolute dog. And unfortunately, the dog pound got rid of him for some reason. The New York Jets, after a great week 1, plummeted to the ground. Horrible hardcore style with Justin Fields. But this week they got Tyrod Taylor, the check down magnet who can win games. Baker Mayfield is on absolute tear right now. He just played a great game against the Houston Texans defense in Houston and had a great final drive where the Texans were going all out. This is not a challenge for this man. If he can go against a top 10 defense on a final drive, when they're home, in prime time, and get a touchdown, dude, the New York Jets ain't doing anything to this team, man. Come on, man. Even with Tristan Wirfs out, they still handled the defensive line very well against the Texans. The Jets ain't doing anything to this team, man. The Buccaneers are going to kill this team. Bucky Irving, Rashad White are cooking. Mike Evans and Mbuka cooking. Baker on fire. The defense is looking good, man. This Bucs team looks really, really good right now. They surprised me because I thought they were going to start 0-2 against the Falcons and Texans. They beat both of them. Looks great. Facing the Jets, they're going to kill this team 40-10. Commanders, Raiders, tough game. Tough game. Jaden Daniels is out. Marcus Mariota is in. And the Raiders had a bad game against the Chargers. Geno Smith was rough. Very, very rough. he didn't complete a single pass over 10 yards in the air. 3 of those passes were intercepted. Another face of the Commanders, and I like the Commanders here. I like the Commanders for a few reasons. I think their defense is going to step up. I think they're one of those teams that when their quarterback goes out, their defense is going to step up big time. Marcus Mariota has shown to win games for this team. He won 2 last year for them. And I think if he just plays it safe, hands the ball off to Bill and to Chris Rodriguez, just passes the ball to Ertz, to McLaurin, to Zacchaeus, all those guys, I think he'll be fine. He can still run. It's not like he's a stationary guy. He can move the ball at the field, and I think he will move the ball at the field enough for this Washington team to get the W and defeat the Las Vegas Raiders. This game is at 1 o'clock because we just had to put the Bears and Cowboys at 4:25. Rams, Eagles, rematch of the divisional round. Arguably the 2 best teams in the NFC going down this Sunday. Who's taking the W? Who's taking the victory? I don't know. We're going to find out right here. Right now, I'm saying this right now, I'm taking the Rams to win. I'm taking the Rams to win because I think they want revenge from last year. Both games, they want revenge. And they were very close in that divisional round game to beat them. I also think this is the game where Barkley's going to struggle and Jalen Hurts' running ability is going to struggle. And this is the game we're going to find out if the Eagles are actually just not good at passing the ball anymore, or if they're just like, we don't need to pass the ball because we're that good. And I think this is the game we're going to prove to the NFL if the passing game is actually a struggle or it's not a struggle at all. So I think the Rams here are going to score on this Eagles defense. I think the Eagles defense has looked good so far, but they look vulnerable. They look very vulnerable in the first 2 weeks of the season. I think Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyron, Blake Corum, Tyler Higbee, these guys are going to get open. They're going to get catches. They're going to get touchdowns. I think Matt Stafford may get pressured somewhat, but I think they're going to hold on enough and defeat the Philadelphia Eagles here, 27-24. Falcons-Panthers. Let's cut to the chase here. The Falcons are going to dog walk this team. We've seen that offensive line for the Panthers struggle a little bit. It hasn't been horrible, but it has not been looking very good. The defensive line of the Falcons looks good. They're young. They're good. Bryce Young, I want him to do great. I love Bryce Young. I want him to do great. He showed so much promise. But for the love of all heavens, Bryce Young, you need to put on like 20 pounds because defensive linemen with one arm can just take this guy down. He's too light. You know, like Kyler Murray, he's short and light, but Kyler Murray's stocky. He's like 5'9", might be 5'8". He's not 5'10". Do not listen to that. He's not 5'10". He might be like 5'8.5", but he's like 210 pounds. So he's built. He's built like a stocky guy. Bryce Young is nearly 6 foot and 180 pounds. Like, dude, that's smaller than me. Like, you gotta put on some mass. You gotta at least get to like the 200s, maybe more, maybe some mass gainer. Do some bodybuilding, put some muscle mass on this guy because he's too light. And it's fine because if he gains 20 to 30 pounds, it'll make him slower. But even with that, he's still pretty fast with that excess weight. So that's what I think Bryce Young should have done in the offseason instead of perfecting his craft, which he definitely needs to do. And he also needs to get more confidence in his players. But overall, this won't make a difference. The line's going to get after him. They're going to score points. Panthers are going to lose here by at least 10 points. Bengals, Vikings, man. Jake Browning is recreating his 2022 season. Or was it 2023 season? I think it was a 2023 season. I'll call there. First game against the Jaguars beats them. His next game was against the Minnesota Vikings where he came back and beat them, and he's going to do it again here. I'm a proclaimer. I'm a hater of the Cincinnati Bengals here. But you got Carson Wentz starting. Jake Browning, I have confidence in him to win this game. Now, of course, Brian Flores might just shut my dumb ass up and feed on this team. But Jake Browning has the no fear ability. He's got the confidence of Michael Scott. Let's be real here. It may not work out every time. He's going to fall on his face and look like a fool. But he's got unlimited confidence. And you got to have confidence as a quarterback. And he has confidence in his receivers, in his running back, in his line, which he shouldn't have confidence in, but he does. And he's going to throw that ball. And I think it's going to be enough to defeat this Minnesota Vikings team, which I think Minnesota's going to have a few mistakes that'll cost them, giving the Bengals the win. Texans, Jaguars. Okay, so right here, it is the Jaguars favored by 1.5. I am very confident Houston's winning this game. Houston lost 2 very close games, and to be fair, last week, they didn't deserve that win against Tampa Bay, so good thing Tampa Bay won because they did not deserve that win. They almost won because of special teams, solely because of special teams. Their offense didn't do anything, really. It got stopped the entire game. So, the Jaguars are 1-1. Texans 0-2. The Jaguars, obviously they won this game. It's a division round game. They had a bad loss against the Bengals. The Texans need to win this game. If the Texans lose against the Jaguars, they're 0-3. Here's their next games, all right? Here's their next games. Mind you, this team is bad on the road, okay? They got to do a few division games. You know, they face Titans. They face Baltimore. C.J. Stroud is already 0-3 against Baltimore, and it's in Baltimore. They're going to lose that game. In Seattle, might lose. Niners also might lose. Broncos, probably lose. Jaguars again. Bills, probably going to lose. In Indianapolis, probably going to lose. Chiefs, probably going to lose. At Chargers, probably going to lose. Like, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, they're probably losing all 3 of those games, and probably at least 1 or 2 divisional games. After that, they need to win against the Jaguars. It is a must-win game, and I think they're going to squeak out a win 24-20. C.J. Stroud playing a safe game, but enough to get the W. Browns, Packers. I think this game's going to be interesting. I think the Browns are going to lose and Packers are going to win, but I think it's going to be not as a dominant victory as you would think, right? Obviously, the Ravens just destroyed the Browns, but I think this week they're starting Gabriel. I think the Packers are going to win, like by 10 points, but it's not going to be as dominant as you would think. They're going to win 27-17. I feel very confident in that, but I think the Packers are going to struggle on offense a little bit. This Browns defense is still pretty good. Like, their defense played really good against the Ravens. I know you see like 41 points, like, well, no, they didn't. You understand? For the first 3 quarters, they were stopping Lamar pretty well, and had good coverage on him, good pass rush on him. It's just when your defense is out there so long, it's going to get exhausted, and it did. So they still have a good defense. I think they're going to hold down the Green Bay's offense for a little bit, but it won't be enough. Giving Green Bay to win. Chargers, Broncos. I'm taking the Chargers. They won 2-0 against the Broncos last year. The Broncos are disappointing me. Bo Nix needs to snap out of his slump already because he's had 2 games in a row where I didn't think he played that great. Yeah, you could show me 3 touchdowns, but did you watch the game? Did you really watch the game? Didn't play that great. The Chargers are on fire. Their defense looks really good. I don't care if it was Geno Smith and the Raiders and Patrick Mahomes and his no receivers. That defense looks good. Khalil Mack being out is a huge concern because that guy is still very, 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 very good, and he's their best pass rusher. But their secondary looks great. Their linebacking core looks great. I like their defense a lot. The DC here, I don't know the DC name, but he's cooking right now. And I think he's going to shut down this Broncos offense here. The Broncos defense probably will have a good game as well. I think it's going to come down to Bo Nix making mistakes, and I think they're going to capitalize on Bo Nix throwing a pick or getting fumbled, and they'll just win because that's what the Broncos have shown the first 2 weeks. They don't show an ability to not turn over the ball, and they've done it too many times. Give me the Chargers to win. Saints, Seahawks. I really want to pick the Saints here to win because Spencer Rattler's actually looked pretty good, and Kellen Moore's looked like a decent head coach so far. Again, this is the worst roster in the NFL, no doubt, and they've had 2 close games with 2 maybe playoff teams. However, it's in Seattle. I think Seattle's going to beat them up. I think this is going to be a beatdown game. I think Seattle's going to bounce back. They had a struggling victory against the Steelers, but this is their easiest opponent they've played so far. I think Sam Darnold's going to have a game where he doesn't throw any interceptions and actually plays safe-ish, because I don't think he needs to be that threatened by the Saints team. I think they're going to win by 10. Give me 30-20 Seahawks. Saints, again, playing pretty good offensively, but the defense is just so bad they can't do a damn thing. Cardinals, Niners. I liked Mac Jones, and Mike Jones, my goodness, solid backup. However, I think the injuries are going to take a toll on this team, and I think the Cardinals are going to win here. Kyler Murray has played weird. He's doing his shtick again. Kyler Murray is the greatest quarterback in the season and the worst quarterback in the season at the exact time. He'll have a great play. You'll like that play against the Panthers where he skirted around like a little toddler. I'm like, wow, that is amazing. And then 2 plays later, he threw the worst interception of the week. Well, I mean, maybe not. Maybe C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud should have been the worst interception of the week if Levante David had hands. But it was just like that. That is Kyler Murray in a nutshell. He'll make a play that maybe one other quarterback can make in this league, and then do an absolutely boneheaded play that you're like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? That's Kyler Murray in a nutshell. But I think this is going to be a Kyler Murray masterclass game. He's going to be heaving that ball up to Marvin Harrison. They're going to run the ball down this Niners team's throat. And I think the Niners are not going to be able to keep up. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with this Cardinals offense. And they're not going to get any turnovers. Kyler's going to be a little bit smarter here. He's not facing the Panthers. He's facing a team like the Niners. We're smart somewhat with the ball. Give me the Cardinals to win 23-20. Cowboys, Bears. This is an interesting game here, guys. It's been flip-flopped. It was Bears -2. Then went to Cowboys -2, then went to Bears -1.5, and now it's Cowboys -1.5. The issue is both of these defenses suck balls. They suck absolutely balls. Now, I will say, I'll give the Bears some leeway considering they actually faced a high-powered offense like the Lions, who will put up 50 points on a lot of teams in this league. However, the Cowboys faced the Giants at home and allowed 37 points and a touchdown with 20 seconds left from the 50-yard line when they're double covered the number one receiver. That's worse in my opinion. At least the Lions have an ingenious scheme, players, good O-line. The Giants have a mediocre O-line. Their running back core is okay. And Malik Neighbors is really good, and Wan'Dale Robinson's good. But that's kind of it. It's not like the Lions, comparably. If this was vice versa, the Cowboys probably would have allowed 50-plus points against this Lions team as well. So, with that being said, I'm going to take the Bears here. It's the same reasoning with the Texans. The Bears team is feeling the pressure. They've had a lot of expectations. They blew it against the Minnesota Vikings, destroyed by Ben Johnson's former team. The Cowboys got to win. The Cowboys have played 2 long games. They played a 4-plus hour game against the Eagles, and then played a game against the Giants in overtime to the bitter end. They've played 2 exhausting games here, guys. And they're in Chicago. Chicago needs to win. They need to win. Ben Johnson knows they need to win. Getting their ass kicked like that, they got to step it up. The Dallas defense is actually horrendous. It's just horrendous. DaRon Bland is like if you thought Micah Parsons being gone was bad, DaRon Bland is like the second piece that needs to be there. That secondary is absolutely horrendous. Give me the Bears to win 28-20. I think they should win just because they're feeling the pressure of the media. The Cowboys got to win, so they're kind of relaxed. They're 1-1. The Bears are 0-2. They need to win. Giants, Chiefs. I got to go with the Chiefs here, guys. I know it'd be really funny if the Chiefs start 0-3. And I know I said don't panic with the Chiefs. If they lose to the Giants, panic. That is a panic button. You start 0-2, you lose to 2 really good teams. It's like, whatever. You lose to the Giants. I don't care how many points you put the Cowboys. You lose to the Giants, man. That's bad. That's concerning. So give me the Chiefs to win, but the Giants to cover that spread 26-21. Monday night game, Lions, Ravens. This is going to be a fun one here, everybody. Last time they faced, the Ravens kicked the crap out of them at home. But I think this time, Dan Campbell's learned, I still think the Ravens are going to win, but I still think it'll be within a 1-score game. I think Dan Campbell's known that he can't do his weird stuff. I think John Harbaugh knows his scheme pretty well and knows, his stuff he does with his running backs and receivers. Screen passes, short dump-offs, running the ball. I think Dan Campbell's smart enough to know that that's not going to work this time. And I think he's going to go with a different approach. And I don't think it'll be enough to defeat the Ravens, because I think the Ravens' offense is just too good. I'll be honest here, guys. The offense looks a little bit worse this year. The O-line's not as good as pass protecting as with Lamar, and that's basically the big weakness there. But they're going to pass a lot on this Lions team. I don't think their secondary is threatening at all besides their safeties. I think their pass rush could get to Lamar. It very well could, but I don't think they're going to be struggling too much. The Lions are probably going to score quite a few points to the Ravens here. The Ravens have shown to break and not bend defensively for 5 years. So I think the Ravens will win here, winning 31-27. And that is my predictions for week 3 of the NFL season. Thank you for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and that's it. Bye.